Hey everybody, this is Shane with Crystal Clear 101. I have another toy review. I have a Halo Mega Bloks vehicle set I'm actually done reviewing today. This one's actually pretty massive. Now, this is the UNSC Rhino. This builds not just the Rhino tank in front of me, but it also makes another little Forerunner structure. I'll actually get to that when I'm done with the tank. But this set contains 822 pieces, so this is a pretty decent sized set here. Now, let me get to the Rhino here itself. Now, the Rhino, if you're familiar with it, this vehicle, this tank was only in Halo Wars, and even then, it was only in 2 levels in campaign. Other than that, it was not in multiplayer of any kind. But just from the stats, this vehicle is actually better off as a building killer than it was a anti-vehicle, anti-aircraft platform. But as for the Rhino itself, first off, the turret does rotate a full 360 degrees. Now, this cannon does traverse up to about there. Maybe not as ridiculously high as it did on the Scorpion, but it still traverses up a little bit, and right there is as low as it goes. Now, the turret itself has a hatch. It's got enough room to seat one minifigure. There's a seat and a steering wheel. Now the main body itself also has an additional hatch, and it's got the same setup as in the turret. It's not a seat, and it's not a steering wheel itself. It's just to give an idea of how massive that this vehicle really is. This does have 6 fully functioning treads, and each one does have its own independent suspension. Now, another thing they added to this, which I thought was a very nice touch, was just like in game, it actually has these little pieces right back here. What it does is this vehicle had a lockdown mode, where when you got the vehicle locked down, these pieces would deploy. It would actually help stabilize the Rhino itself, and it would go from a standard combat tank to almost like a really souped up artillery piece. And basically, not only did it make the vehicle immobile, but it increased its range a good bit. But the vehicle itself is actually very nicely detailed. While I would have preferred that they released a Grizzly, I'm still waiting on my Grizzly Mega Bloks. But, I mean, it is nice that they decided to make a set based on a vehicle you seldom ever see in the Halo universe. So, I mean, I'm not disappointed with the tank at all. I mean, this was a fun tank to actually build. But like I said, it's based on a vehicle that's really not that well known in the Halo universe unless you play Halo Wars. But overall, I'm not going to knock this tank. I'm actually glad they made one of the lesser known vehicles from the Halo universe. Now let me go ahead and remove the tank, and let me bring in the other piece that goes with this, which is this little Forerunner structure. Now, in the instruction manual for the Rhino, this is actually the very first thing you build is this little Forerunner structure. And overall, I mean, it is very, very nice to have another Forerunner structure. Now, aside from this, it also came with 4 minifigures, and it came with a nice little arsenal of weapons. Now, first off, it came with 2 of these little grunt spec ops. And with the Spec Ops, if you include the plasma grenades, then it came with 6 weapons. You got 2 plasma grenades. You have a couple of grunt standards, I guess you'd say. The plasma pistol. Also came with a needler. There we go. A little needler. Now, the piece that actually did make me kind of happy was this. It actually came with a purple fuel rod cannon. And the little individual fuel rods in the cannon actually do remove, so you can actually reload this little thing if you want to. But, let me see if I get that in better focus. There we go. But the little purple fuel rod cannon actually made me happy because this actually makes me think of more like the original Halo 1 fuel rod that you can never get because it always detonated. But it was actually very nice to have. And last but certainly not least, it came with a little plasma cannon, a little plasma cannon turret. And best I remember, this little turret only came with the Covenant Phantom dropship set. So to actually get it as a little defensive weapon around this Forerunner structure is actually a very nice little touch. Not only that, it came with a little Covenant deployable cover. Now, as for the human figures, came with this set. Came with one UNSC Marine. He comes with the battle rifle. Came with a new accessory piece, which is the radio pack. And also the Marine is actually done up in more of the Halo 3 style of Marine, as far as his base uniform is concerned, as far as his overall armor is concerned. This is more of the Halo 3 style of Marine. And honestly, of all the Marine armor variants I've seen in the different Halo games, this is probably my single favorite, the ones from Halo 3. And it did come with one Spartan. Now, this is the additional armor that came with it. This is the Recon armor set. It comes with the standard Halo 3 assault rifle. Now, the standard default armor that came with this figure was scout armor. 'Tis only a flesh wound, have at you. But again, it comes with a red Spartan. It comes with the additional armor pieces, so you can actually have a red Recon Spartan, which is always nice to have Recon armor. But I mean, that's really about it as far as what it came with. As you can see, it actually came with a good bit of stuff. Let me go ahead and try and bring the tank back in here. But this should give you an idea just how massive this tank is compared to this little Forerunner structure. There we go. But overall, this is a very, very nice little Mega Bloks set. My overall opinion, as expensive as this set is, I mean, I found this one on clearance, but I still paid a pretty penny for it. But if you want my opinion, this set is definitely worth adding to any Halo Mega Bloks collection. If you like Halo Wars, then I would definitely get it, because this was probably one of the more obscure UNSC vehicles in-game. Not only do you get a massive tank, you get an additional Forerunner structure, you get 4 minifigures, you get a ton of weapons. But this is overall a very nicely done set. But this has been my review on the UNSC Rhino by Mega Bloks. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe.